when the United States of America sells defense technology, they maintain control of it. It's for their use only, and they're not allowed to resell it. On Friday, the President of the United States signed an executive order giving permission to Saudi Arabia to sell their defense system to Syria. The question would be, who is going to attack Syria?
Oh.
The only person who would be attacking them if they attacked Israel, then they might respond.
Are you guys all familiar with Isaiah 17? Is it Isaiah 17 or Jeremiah 17? It's late. I need coffee. I think it's Isaiah chapter 17, verse 1. It says in the last times there that there's going to be a devastating blow delivered to Damascus, and it will never again in man's history be inhabited. Damascus, interesting.
Street called straight.
Keep your eye on Damascus.
All done?
Over here? Is that Dan Zink? No, who's that?
Yes, I had a question for the congressman first, and then a question for both of you second. A quick question, a personal question, Congressman. Do you know Jay and Charlene Lyle?
Oh, for goodness sakes. Yeah.
I came from the neighboring town where they taught in school. And
Charlene Lyle is my brother-in-law's sister.
Greenfield. I'm from Green. Yeah. God's best to you. And the question for both of you, can we call our body to prayer and fasting?
Do you attend here?
I'm from the packing house.
I'm glad that you're from the packing house, and you have an awesome church, and I love your pastor, Ed. If you attend this church or stay in close contact and touch with us, this church is no stranger by the grace of God to fasting and prayer. We do it as the Lord leads and directs and guides, and I'm sure those days are coming, but it wasn't. When was the last time we... Oh, right before the election, wasn't it? Before the election, this church went on a 40-day fast and sought God and prayed, yes. I would like to see every church in America get going on that now.
Yes, please. On the surface, United States helps Israel. But behind the closed doors, USA twists Israel's arm to give up the land. What do you know about this?
I know that it's stupid.
I don't know anything about it because it's going on behind closed doors, right? But I know this, in Joel chapter 3, God warns that any nation that goes about seeking to divide my city and my land, I will judge them. We need to get that message to Barack and the rest. Don't divide the land. Don't mess with it. And don't divide Jerusalem. God said, I'll knock you out for that.
And for some of you young folk, just to remind you that the Palestinian mandate that was set aside for Israel, when they formed Israel, 85% of it was given to the Arabs, and they kept only 15%. That was at the beginning. Now, since that time, it has been whittled away, whittled away, whittled away, whittled away. So you got to ask yourself, do y'all remember the story of Samson? And Samson is with this girl, and she keeps saying, if you love me, you'd tell me the secret of your strength. And he said, well, if you bind me with ropes. And so he wakes up one morning, he's bound in ropes, which for most of us would say, that ought to tell you something. But he breaks the ropes and goes out, and then she, well, you were just funning with me. You didn't. And so he does until finally he tells her the secret, and of course, then he ends up getting his eyes poked out, and then he spends the rest of his time grinding like an ox. They had an ox that ran the grinding mill, and he was strong, and so he had to stand there. He was blind, and he pushed that thing around for the rest of his life. Now, you would think your conclusion for that would be, that wasn't a very bright thing to do. Okay, let's fast forward here about 3,000 years. And you think, well, if I just give you this, and 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 they're doing it over and over and over and over. They gave away Gaza just a year and a half ago. You think they're getting down to almost nothing. You got to ask yourself, you want to go over and grab them by the lapels. At what point do you think they're not going to try to smash you? I mean, there is no amount of land that you can give them other than 100% that will make them happy. So you got to understand that that's the way. Nevertheless, go ahead.
I have a friend of mine who has family members in Gaza and in Bethlehem. And in Bethlehem, his family members are terrified that things could get worse. His family members in Gaza, when elections came, what did they do with their freedom in elections? They voted Hamas into power. They voted a terrorist group into power. And he asked them, because he lives in the States now, he asked them, would you rather have been under Israeli control in Gaza, or as it has been now with Hamas? And they said, we long for the days now when we were under Israeli control in Gaza. Absolutely tragic. It's a mess. While we're at it, please pray for the First Baptist Church of Gaza. Right across the street, 300 feet away from the Hamas headquarters, is a thriving, flourishing Baptist church. They meet in public, they praise God in public, they sing worship songs to the top of their lungs, knowing that it could kill them that day, and that church is growing in Gaza. So pray for them. Please pray for them.
One more quick thing. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure you'll see it in your email in the next week or so, that last week, the 27th of the month, Barack Obama signed an executive order bringing several thousand of the Hamas folks that they're a threat to Israel. And so as a compromise, they said, why don't you bring those folks to America? And so that's what he's doing, and you'll see it.
See it or feel it?
Both.
Yeah, okay.
Congressman, I really appreciate you taking your time and coming here and speaking to us, and I also appreciate and thank you for your service to this country.
Thank you.
I'd like you to address for us the issue of SPP. For those who don't really know about this, it pertains to North American Union.
There is a great deal about it. First of all, the idea of America losing its sovereignty is a non-starter right there, so we have to be very cautious of that. Then above and beyond that, the degree to which you want to have cooperation. So how do you clearly define the line? And some would say to go too far. Others want to do away with American sovereignty. We certainly don't want to do that. Others want to do away with the currency. We don't want to do that. So some of it is overly fearful that we're going to go too far. And so with that understanding, I would just say we need to be very, very cautious that the United States is a unique place. I believe that it is an exceptional place. And what Mexico needs is more of American ideas. America doesn't need more Mexican ideas. And so therefore, there's going to be a consolidation. It'll be a consolidation of the rule of law, respect for private property, freedom, and the opportunity for business to operate unmolested from the tyranny of criminals. So therefore, that's why America needs to be protected from any kind of consortium that would remove its independence.